Hello, so today I want to show you how to mount a tubeless road tire. I've been running a tubeless setup on my mountain bike for quite a while now, and I don't see any reason why not to ride it on the road as well, as it has a couple of benefits. So with removing the inner tube, you're actually more or less 100% sure that you will not get a pinch flat, because simply as there's no tube, there's nothing that can be pinched. You have less rolling resistance due to the lack of the tube, and you can ride it with lower air pressure so that you can have more grip. And with the added sealant, any punctures which might occur are immediately sealed. I have not had any puncture yet on the mountain bike. I have already set up a version of what I'm going to show you, exactly the same, on my wife's rear wheel, so I'm going to go for the front wheel right now. And as it is for my wife, I have to be especially careful, so you see this is so that she doesn't crash. Okay, so let's have a look at what is required and how we're going to do this.
So here is what we are going to use. We are going to use a rim tape. This is a 21mm DT Swiss rim tape. We are mounting a Schwalbe 1 tubeless tire. This is a 23mm. I have a 25mm on the back. So just a little bit to play around on what works, how. We're going to use the sealant, dark blue, also from Schwalbe. And also, you don't necessarily need this, the Easy Fit, also from Schwalbe, which you put on the bead in order to make it a little bit easier. And last but no means least is the tubeless valve, which you will put into the rim. Actually, the wheel I'm going to put this on comes with the rim tape and the valve. It's a Schwalbe Spline R24, which is an aluminum wheel, which is quite cheap. I think it's 90 euros, and it's made to be tubeless. It's a good training wheel, so I'm opted for this. You see, it's all no ghetto duct tape sort of thing. I'm using all the Schwalbe brand things because I have very good experience from those.
Okay, so what we want to do first is apply the rim tape. I just want to show you the rim first. So it's it's DT Swiss R24 Spline, which is a 24mm aluminum rim, and we're using the 21mm rim tape for the inside. What you want to do is you want to find the valve hole, and here it is. So then I start to apply the rim tape. A little overlap. So here's you can see the valve hole here. Then you actually let it overlap a little bit, like I think 10 centimeters or so, and do a slight tension and just move it all around. Push it a little bit, apply a little bit of pressure on it, and when you come to the intersection, so the valve is around here and this is about 10 centimeters overlap, you make sure to also apply the overlap 10 centimeters further, so that you have like twice the thickness on where the valve is going to be inserted. Next up, you take the valve. If you're going to use this on a road bike or on any race bike, do me a favor and just get rid of this. You know, no serious rider actually uses the valve cap. So if the cycling thing on my real profession doesn't work, I can still go on and play basketball. So have a look at this. So this is the rim, the thing that goes into the rim, which is the valve. So the valve has a screw thing here, and it has an O-ring here, which is a rubber O-ring, and this has to be inserted above
the rim tape. And also make sure to align the rim and the valve like this. So not like that, but make it not perpendicular, but make it parallel like this. Okay, so now what I do, I look for where the hole is, and I simply just push it through. I just push it through with, as in many areas of life, sometimes a little bit of force is required and also wanted. And also necessary. There you go. That's it. Okay, so here you got the end result. Something like that. And now make sure to screw this little friend on rim. There we go. Give it a good tie. I have to look at myself, I have to look at that. So tie it a little bit like this. Not really crazy, but make sure it's, yet again, the end result looks like that. Okay. Okay, so here's our tire. Yet again, so it's a Schwalbe 1 tubeless tire. I think it has tubeless printed on here, right? So this easy fit thing from Schwalbe is basically nothing more than a little bit expensive soapy water. What this does is I apply it on the bead, and the bead for a tubeless tire is a little bit thicker than for your regular tire. I just simply apply it, and it serves two purposes. One main purpose is to make the assembly a little bit easier, so it will glide on the rim a little bit easier. And the second purpose is that with that air, so the little bubbles, you will get a sort of temporary sealant in order to pump it up. So you do not need high pressure compressor or something like that. Simple track pump and elbow grease does the job, as I will demonstrate. So just do this like this, not, there we go. Here we go. So as I said, you do not have to do this. It just makes it a little bit easier. So starting with the valve side again, pushing it gently into the rim. You get the soapy easy fit or water thingy up here, which makes it a lot easier. So at the end of the day, I will have to use a tire lever, because the nature of the tubeless tires is basically that it sits a lot tighter on the rim, due to the fact that the bead is a little bit thicker in order to hold it in place. Okay, next step, applying the sealant. When you open your this dark blue sealant, the first thing that falls into your fingers is this little piece here. This is a tool from with which you can remove the valve, so the inside of the valve. Some people say you can also pour the sealant directly into the tube into the tire before mounting it. I don't do that because I found that this works perfectly. So this gives you your valve ready to pour the sealant into. So this is the sealant for a road tire. You will need 30 millimeters. This milliliters. This has 60 milliliters. So I will only use half. I've already used this on the rear wheel, therefore I just simply apply it like this, and just take your valve in piece, screw it back in again,
not too tight, and we're done. It is applied all over the place and gives a nice initial seal. We're going to pump this one up using a track pump. It will then pop, and if this really pops, you are sure that the rim, the bead actually set into the rim, and you pump it up a lot higher than you would. So you would run this with 6.5 to 7 bars, and I'll pump it up to like 8.5, 9, just to make sure. Okay, so let's watch me pump with those guns. Done. And we're done. So some people say it's a messy thing, you have to use a compressor, you have to be really fast and pump it up and everything, and it won't work. Honestly, just works fine. You can see that the sealant actually came out of the rim tire combination here already, which is not a bad thing, but this is intended. And we have this here. We have this here a little bit, so this is where you can see that the sealant is working. Okay, so what we're doing now, we're shaking it a little bit around, like this, in order to make sure that the sealant will be applied all over the tire. You also shake it a bit like this, and also turn it. The Schwalbe tubeless Schwalbe 1 tires are designed to also work with no sealant at all. I have read. I don't know if that really works, and to be honest, then it's only half the fun, thus only half the benefit. Okay, so see, nice tire. This is pumped up now to 9 bars. What I will do, what I usually do, I let it rest for like half an hour or something like that. There's another tool required, and the tool is required. It's the summertime plastic cart. It's a bucket. It's a bucket we use for sand cakes as well. You can buy this one online here. Costs 299 euros, and you only have to use it. Only works. The sealant only works if you use this bucket. So let it rest like this. After half an hour, just like that, in order to have it all over the place. This bucket is for sale, 299. Description, link in the description down below. Okay. You can also use it as a helmet. This is also aero, so you get yourself an aero helmet and a tubeless mounting tool. So it's a no-brainer. Right. So that's how you mount a tubeless tire for a road wheel. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, and anything, just post it in the description down below. And I will also give you an in-depth review on how they ride, because I personally haven't ridden them yet. My wife rides it, so my guinea pig will report. Okay, so right on.